Hey, this is Abhinam and welcome to 10 video on the Accrual Engine S4HANA series. I hope you liked the previous video. If you did, please do not forget to like the video, share it and subscribe to the channel. Before we go into the video, do not forget that you can contribute for creating many such videos by joining this channel and becoming a super member. You also have an option to do a one-time contribution by hitting the thanks button below the video. Now let us understand purchase order accruals. Unlike manual accruals, in case of purchase order accruals, you do not enter the accrual data manually. The accrual engine can automatically pick the data for accruals based on the items in the purchase orders that you are creating in the materials management. These purchase orders can be transferred from module to accrual engine either online or offline. By online means immediately after you create a purchase order that is satisfying the conditions that you have given in the configuration, accrual engine can automatically pick the data from these purchase orders and create an accrual object. The other way is offline, which means it will not automatically create it, but you can later on transport or transfer this data from module to accrual engine by running a program in the background. When we say conditions, in the configuration you need to mention what type of purchase orders are to be automatically transferred to the accrual engine. So usually by default in accrual engine, only those purchase orders that are having some account assignment are transferred to the accrual engine. And accrual engine does not consider the purchase orders for fixed assets, stock and intercompany stock transfers usually into the accrual engine. Because in these cases, we do not usually post any accruals. But depending upon your business requirements, if at all you also want to consider this fixed assets or stock or this intercompany stock transfer orders into the purchase order accrual engine, then SAP have provided certain baddies which you can implement and you can do a custom logic so that the accrual engine can pick up all the account assignment categories into the accrual engine. Like how we manually enter the duration or the life of an accrual object in manual accruals. In case of purchase order accruals, the life of an accrual object is decided based on the delivery schedule that is entered in the purchase order line item or the performance period. For example, if it is a stock based or if it is a goods receipt based purchase order, then there will be a delivery schedule, and based on the delivery schedule, the accrual engine can understand what is the start date and the end date of this accrual object. It can also understand when are the different GRs posted depending upon the delivery schedule. Now, if it is a service-based purchase order, then there is something called as a performance period based on which the accrual engine can understand the life of an accrual object. Similar to the manual accruals, even in case of purchase order accruals, there is an optional review and approval process that can be configured. Since the amount that is calculated and proposed by the accrual amount is an assumption, there is a review process which helps us to review this amount and change the amounts if required. One more important difference between manual accruals and purchase order accruals is that in case of purchase order accruals, the system can read the goods receipt that are posted onto the purchase orders, and if there is a difference in the calculator or the proposed accrual amount and the actual amount, that is the goods receipt amount, then only the difference amount is posted as the accrual. An accrual method, as we discussed earlier in case of manual accruals, here also is used to calculate the planned accrual amounts. So accrual methods are two types in purchase order accruals. One is delivery schedule based, the other one is linear distribution. So delivery schedule means depending upon the planned delivery dates that are mentioned in the purchase order, the system understands that the delivery is supposed to happen according to those dates and it distributes the total accrual amount into these different time buckets. In case of linear distribution, the system will not consider these planned delivery dates, but rather it will consider the first and the last delivery date. That means it will understand the start and end life of this accrual object, and this total accrual amount is distributed into equal period in that validity period. So let us see the flow of how the purchase order accruals calculate the accrual amounts. It is almost similar to the manual accruals with a slight difference. The first one is the data is captured here from the purchase order that is created in the module by ME21N. If the account assignment category satisfies based on the configuration in the accrual engine, then that particular line items are captured in the accrual engine. Second step is calculation of the proposed or the planned accrual amounts. Depending upon the accrual method that is assigned to the accrual object, whether it is dependent on the delivery schedules entered in the purchase orders or whether it is a linear distribution, accrual engine calculates the planned amounts for the purchase order accrual object. The third step is optional. It is the review and approval process. If you want to review the planned amount that is calculated by accrual engine or edit it accordingly and approve the accrual object for posting. Fourth step is the periodic accrual postings in the general ledger component. Unlike manual accruals, in case of purchase order accruals, before actually posting these journal entries, the accrual engine will refer to the goods receipt if at all posted for that particular purchase order for which these accrual postings are calculated and posted. Depending upon the amount that is entered in the goods receipt, the system will understand it as an actual accrual amount and it subtracts this amount from the planned accrual, and only the difference is posted as the accrual amount in the GL component. Again, at the end of subsequent months, the accruals that are posted for the previous months are reversed and the cumulative accrual values are posted for that particular month. Now let us take a scenario of purchase order accruals and understand how the accounting entries are generated at different phases of the purchase order. Let us take a scenario. The scenario is that there is a purchase order that is created for stationery procurement of total amount of 6,000 rupees, and the goods delivery is supposed to happen in various installments. And let us also assume that this planned delivery is linear distribution. That means delivery happens every month over a span of total 6 months, that is 6 installments. And also assume that in the same month in which the purchase order is created, the first goods delivery had happened. Let us see the accounting entries. In the first goods receipt that is posted immediately in the same month, the entry looks like the stationery expense account gets debited to the GRAR account credit by 1000 rupees, which is for that particular installment of goods receipt that has been received. Now, in that particular month, the accrual posting, instead of being posted as 6,000 rupees, which is the total accrual amount, the accrual posting will actually be posted only for 5,000 rupees because 1,000 rupees of the purchase order amount has already been realized, so that the remaining amount, which is 6,000 minus 1,000, only 5,000 rupees of accrual posting happens in that particular month. Now let us assume that in the next month, invoice has been received for the entire purchase order amount, that is for the total 6,000 rupees, the invoice has been received. But as this is a purchase order that is having a goods receipt, the invoice posting will not have any impact on the accrual postings. So even after the receipt of the entire invoice, the accrual posting will remain the same. Now at the end of second month, again when we run the periodic accrual posting transactions, the accruals are calculated as 5,000 rupees because there is no change in the goods receipt. So accruals are posted again for 5,000 rupees. That means accruals debit for 5,000 and stationery expenses credit for 5,000 rupees. Now assume that in the second month again another installment has been received. That means 1,000 rupees of goods receipt of second installment has been received. Then in the subsequent month, the accrual posting will be 6,000 minus 2,000, which is 2 goods receipts. So total of 4,000 rupees of accruals are posted at the end of third month. So this is how the accrual calculations happen based on the goods receipt and the actual purchase order value in case of purchase order accrual. Hope you have liked this video. Do not forget to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to get notified when I create new videos. Also, you can now join the channel and become a super member and contribute for creating many more videos and also get access to the member exclusive content. If you want to contribute once, then you have a thanks button at the bottom of this video and you can do a one-time contribution and help me in creating many such videos. Thank you and see you in the next video.